Hello and welcome to my project, Teaching Digital Literacy to English as a Second Language Students. I'm going to start with the homepage just to kind of give you the lay of the land, and then I'll talk about the project focus. So in the menu I've got Project Scope, What is Digital Literacy, Tools for Teaching, Blog, Forum, and References. I've got a login area for forum users and then a way to get in touch with me. I also have a brief description here, a quotation, and another contact method. So I'm going to go to Project Scope. So my project is focused on identifying elements of digital literacy and exploring ways to incorporate digital literacy into teaching English as a second language. Our ESL students need to be able to navigate the digital world along with the cultural and the linguistic world as English language learners. And since digital media are going to be ubiquitous to their daily life, they need to understand how to use digital media for their education and their life in the U.S., both in practical terms and using them appropriately. So the target audience are teachers of English as a second language who want to incorporate digital literacy into their curriculum, or they may not know how to teach digital literacy along with language skills. And the project offers suggestions on defining what digital literacy is for their students, their ESL students, and then provides some tools on helping them develop lessons. Project continuation, I wanted to mention briefly. I'm going to be working with English as a second language teachers to contribute to the blog and to the forum to provide some additional resources or to provide examples about how they've used tools in their classroom. I'm going to go to this next section. What is digital literacy? There's not a lot of literature on teaching digital literacy specifically to ESL students. A lot of the literature that I found was focused on technical skills. So this page briefly discusses digital media, and then I have this infographic, Elements of Digital Literacy, that breaks down some of the elements of digital media. I like this infographic because it breaks down types of literacy into cognitive, technical, and emotional elements, and I think that that's helpful to understand how technical skills can be tied to cognitive and socio-emotional skills, because the focus is often on technical use. How do you use a computer? How do you create a search? And those are important, but we also need to understand how using different types of media connects to their learning. And so when you click on digital literacy here, this is going to take you to my blog, and we'll go there briefly. And I blog about how to define digital literacy and what the literature says about using digital media to make meaning and to construct knowledge for English language learners. So this first one is, what is digital literacy anyway? And this is a review of some of the literature that talks about how do we know when someone is digitally literate. And then the other blog is, you mean we have to teach digital literacy too? And this is about how we might incorporate digital literacy learning into English language skill building for English language learners. And the next page is tools for teaching. These are some videos, infographics, reports on using media and being digitally literate. I'm going to start with taxonomy of media skills. This comes from a website, Edutopia. There's a lot of great information on that website. And this infographic is a taxonomy of using media. And they're looking at encoding and decoding and Bloom's taxonomy. They've kind of put those together to help students become aware of the media that they're engaged with. So this is kind of a start. These are deep questions, but they are also simple enough that an English language learner can answer this question for themselves. So what are you watching? Why are you watching it? What are you making? Why are you making it? Who is this for? This just opens the door to having them think more deeply about how they're using media, why they're using it, and what they want to get out of using media. And then we'll go back. And the other one I'll mention is another one from Edutopia. And this has a number of videos on digital citizenship, which is kind of interchangeable with digital literacy. So there's a number of videos, and a lot of these are related to social media, helping students understand why they are engaged with media. It has videos and resources for teachers and students about using digital media, social media, and how students can use these responsibly and safely. That's the primary focus of this resource. Then finally, I'll go back to my webpage. And this is my forum. And this is where teachers will be invited to contribute, where they might talk about how they used digital literacy in their classroom or digital media in their classroom, or how they use technologies. And so I hope to start some conversations about these things and have a number of contributors to discuss some of these topics. And that is basically it. Also, I have my reference page, and so that's the web page for teaching digital literacy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you for listening.